Properties of limits. So we have 8 properties of limits. First is the limit of a constant, wherein limit of a constant c is equal to c. Limit of a constant c as x approaches a is equal to c. Next, the limit of x as x approaches a is equal to a. Third is the limit of a constant c times f of x as x approaches a is equal to c limit of f of x as x approaches a. Next, the limit of f of x plus g of x as x approaches a is equal to the limit of f of x as x approaches a plus limit of g of x as x approaches a. Fifth is the limit of f of x times g of x as x approaches a is equal to the limit of f of x as x approaches a times the limit of g of x as x approaches a. Sixth is the limit of f of x over g of x as x approaches a is equal to the limit of f of x as x approaches a over the limit of g of x as x approaches a, provided that the limit of g of x is not equal to 0. Seventh is the limit of the nth root of f of x as x approaches a is equal to the nth root of the limit of f of x as x approaches a. And lastly is the limit of f of x raised to n as x approaches a. So we have here operations and evaluations of limits. So example 1, so we have limit of x cubed minus 64 over x squared minus 16 as x approaches 4. So if you directly substitute x is equal to 4 in this equation, this function will be, this function does not exist since 4 cubed is equal to 64, 64 minus 64 is equal to 0, 4 squared is equal to 16, and 16 minus 16 is equal to 0, which is 0 over 0, and this is indeterminate. So first we simplify this equation. So this is equal to limit of x cubed minus 4 cubed divided by x squared minus 4 squared as x approaches 4. Then we apply algebra from this equation. On the numerator side, we will apply the difference between 2 cubes, and the denominator side, we will apply the square of the difference of the 2 squared. So applying those properties, so we have limit of x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 16 divided by x minus 4 x plus 4. So as x approaches. So again, I repeat, this came from the difference between the 2 cubes. This came from the difference between the 2 squares. Algebra. So we can now cancel out x minus 4 and x minus 4. So we have limit of x squared plus 4x plus 16 divided by x plus 4 as x approaches 4. So from here we can substitute x is equal to 4 in this equation. So upon substituting that, we will come up with an answer of 6. So therefore, the limit of x cubed minus 64 over x squared minus 16 as x approaches 4 is equal to 6. Answer. So example number 2, evaluate the limit of square root of x plus 16 minus 4 over x as x approaches 0. So in solving this particular equation, we rationalize the expression in a way the properties of limits can be used. So solution, we have the limit of square root of x plus 16 minus 4 divided by x as x approaches 0. Rationalize. So this is equal to the square root of x plus 16 plus 4 divided by square root of x plus 16 plus 4. So simplifying these expressions, we have limit of square root of x plus 16 minus 4 times the square root of x plus 16 plus 4 divided by x times the square root of x plus 16 plus 4 as x approaches 0. Okay, so simplify further, we distribute each term using the FOIL method. The square root of x plus 16 times the square root of x plus 16. So we have x plus 16. Square root of x plus 16 times 4. We have 4 square root of x plus 16. Next term, negative 4 times square root of x plus 16 is equal to minus 4 square root of x plus 16. Negative 4 times 4 is equal to negative 16 divided by x square root of x plus 16 with plus 4. So cancelling out 4 square root of x plus 16 and negative 4 x square root of x plus 16. And also we can cancel out 16 and negative 16. So simplifying our equation, we have the limit of x divided by x quantity square root of x plus 16 plus 4 as x approaches 0. So we then again cancel out x, cancel out x, cancel out x. So simplifying further this equation, we have limit of 1 divided by square root of x plus 16 plus 4 as x approaches 0. So now we can substitute now the x is equal to 0 on this equation. So we can come up with substituting 1 over square root of 0 plus 16 plus 4 square root of 16 is equal to 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 and 1. So 1, 8. So the limit of square root of x plus 16 minus 4 over x as x approaches 0 is equal to 1, 8. Answer.